Hi, today is April 12th, 2024, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 567 for the year, The One Eye. I have already considered how, at the Hugh, the lights above the trees look like giant raindrops, but as I left the mall last Saturday, I looked up, and the lights looked more like many eyeballs staring downwards. One eye seemed to look me straight in my eyes, as if I was being accused of something. The rest of the eyes were looking elsewhere, as if each had been assigned someone else to watch. Shit like that used to make me really paranoid. Now it doesn't make me anything. The one eye looks at me, and I look back, and that is that. Poem number 568. One possible reason, or possibly another. The Hugh is a food mall located in the Citicorp building. Long before the Hugh was there, Thor and I twice snuck into the staircases in the upper triangle of the Citicorp building to see what we could see and to get high on marijuana. There were cameras in the staircases, of course, but we didn't pay them any mind, and they didn't pay us any mind. This lack of consequence that often followed seeming to be seen by cameras may be one of the reasons I rarely get paranoid anymore when there are eyes on me. Another reason may be that I stopped getting high on marijuana. Poem number 569, The Phenomenon of Auditory Manspreading. When I came in and sat down and waited for the lecture to begin, there was only one other male in the room, and although he was on the other side of the room, and although there were at least 15 other people there, many of whom were conversing, the clearest, most prominent voice I heard, the voice that seemed to insist on being heard by everyone, was that of that one other male. This should not be surprising to you if you've ever been in a room where almost all, but not all, of the people in the room are not male. Poem number 570, The Lecture Yesterday. The lecture yesterday in the immersion room at NYU's Bobst Library was entitled Darkroom, San Francisco, Sex and Protest, 1988 to 2003. It was a lively presentation by Phyllis. Starting again. Poem number 570, The Lecture Yesterday. The lecture yesterday in the immersion room at NYU's Bobst Library was entitled Darkroom, San Francisco Sex and Protest, 1988 to 2003. It was a lively presentation by Phyllis Christopher of history and ideas and photographs from her book, Darkroom, which I purchased afterwards. Phyllis signed it with much love, which I'm sure was an exaggeration, although a very kind one. As far as I know, the only thing she knows about me is that I wrote Detachable Penis. That may be enough to love somebody, but probably not enough to love them much. I was there because I have known since the early 90s one of the women, Lisa Ivy, who appears multiple times in the book. I had her sign a photograph that Phyllis took of her peeing in the street. I am a bit more modest than Lisa Ivy, so I will not say what she wrote to me in Phyllis's book, but I'm very glad she told me about the lecture yesterday. And the last poem of the day, poem number 571, The Museum of Sex. During her lecture, Phyllis Christopher, who I am now a rather huge fan of, mentioned that some of her work is currently featured in an exhibit called Radical Perverts, Ecstasy and Activism in Queer Public Space, 1975 to 2000, at the Museum of Sex on 27th Street. The show comes down this Sunday, so if I'm going to go, I will have to go tomorrow or Sunday. I love going to museums alone, but I don't know if I want to go to the Museum of Sex alone. I feel as though I was masturbating in public, and that is something I have never done. Perhaps I can find someone to come with me, although coming while someone else is coming is also something that I have never done. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.